Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1, this one with Emma Watson.
Can you talk about that awesome scene between Hermione and Bellatrix when she's there writing Mudblood on your heart?
Yeah.
It's really powerful.
Thank you very much. It was very weirdly affecting to do that scene. It was quite horrible. I think Helena said to me afterwards, she was like, I really didn't enjoy doing that. I really didn't. I was like, well, and she usually gets very into all of that kind of evil stuff, but I think she felt quite uncomfortable. But actually the Mudblood idea wasn't something that was written in the script, it was something that Helen and I came up with, because I was like, well, if she's just kind of like doing a spell on me, then obviously, I can make it look like it's painful, but I think it would be really powerful to have something that the audience can actually like physically see. So the Mudblood we came up with Mudblood, and we sat there on set designing what Bellatrix's handwriting would look like for like 40 minutes, and we were like, we think that's what she would write like. So yeah, we had a lot of fun with it. We had a lot of fun.
You'd said on the set a few months ago that when you guys did that, it was very, the cast and crew, everyone felt very awkward because it felt so real.
Everyone did feel very awkward. It's funny, Carlotta, who's my great friend and who did my hair and makeup for the whole movie, she was like, she bolted for the door. She like really wanted to come in and save me, and someone had to be like, just, because I did one take. I did one take and David let the camera roll for like 2 minutes. And just left me there screaming. So when I looked at the edit, I was like, well, fair enough, you can't have 2 minutes of me screaming, but I was like, I did that a lot longer than it was actually shown. But no, I think it was quite disturbing for the crew, which I was pleased about, obviously, because it showed I was doing a good job. But I think it wasn't a fun day for everyone on set. Actually, weirdly, I had been thinking about it for months. And so when I finally came to it, it was like I'd built up all this stuff that I wanted to exercise and just kind of didn't really... It was like an out-of-body experience. It's really weird. I just kind of did it. And David was like, okay, great, done here.
Is there any particular scene in any of the films that you would like to go back and reshoot, even if this is a different character?
Ooh, that's interesting. It's a different character.
Yeah.
Sharp question. I'd love to go. I'd love to play. I actually had a really good time playing the evil Hermione in Ron's Vision. So I'd quite like to go back and play a bad guy once. I think that would be fun.
Stan commented in the BBC that apparently you're quite a fiery kisser.
So I hear. I keep hearing, like, journalists keep bringing this up with me, and I don't really know what to say. I think. For the scene, it obviously had to be something that would disturb Ron, that would make him really jealous and that would make him upset. So I think the kiss had to be passionate from Hermione's end. As for whether I myself, I think he called me an animal, even. I think I read in one interview. I guess I should just take it as a compliment.
Have you sorted that out with Dan at this point? Because obviously you've had a chance to talk to him since the publicity on that has started.
Well, I said to him last night, I was like, you've been telling everyone that I pounced on you, and that I was really... He was like, I didn't use those words, I just said you were... And I was like, whatever, Dan.
But that could be a good thing.
It could, yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. I'm taking it as a compliment. He said, no, I gave you 10 out of 10 for kissing. I was like, all right, well, as long as it's positive, I guess it's fine.
You seem to take all that stuff in stride. How have you learned that? How do you treat all this media stuff with a grain of salt?
It's experience. I'm 20 years old now, and I was 9, 10 when I went into my first press conference. So you just get used. It's not worth it. It takes too much emotional energy to get upset every time something's written that you don't want to see. You just have to let it go. I would be a crazy person.
Did you realize that early on?
Maybe I am a crazy person, but
Did you realize that early on?
It took me a while to figure that one out, actually, and I'm still very. I would be lying if I said I didn't still get upset. I do still get upset, but I don't care quite so much, which is good. I learn. I don't know. I mean, things still get misquoted all the time. There's so much information out there about me. You'd think it would be very easy to check facts, but
You don't have to worry because we won't do any of that.
Oh, well, thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
You do get to write from your first-person perspective about being at Brown now, and I thought that was kind of the article that you did for Parade, I think it was. About being at Brown.
Oh, I just did the interview. I didn't write it.
First person, okay.
Oh,
It seems
sounds first person. Oh dear. No, that was just an interview.
Well, how has your experience, living in America now? Because you've been there, a year or two? Do you feel sort of American now, or are you still like the English person?
It's really weird, actually. When the American press came in on day 2, I suddenly perked up and kind of felt quite at home. I was quite happy to hear some American accents. It was really weird. Whereas normally that would feel really foreign, but I was like, oh, the American press. Hello, so it's funny. It has become a second home to me, and I do really love it. I'm very happy. I could very easily see myself splitting my time between New York and London.
Why did you choose to go to the States over a university here? Because I'm sure you can get it.
For a number of reasons. A friend of mine went over to university in the States, and when he was telling me about the fact that he was able to study more than one subject at a time, and that it was much more open and broad, that really appealed to me. And then also, I'm much more anonymous in the States, and I needed a change. I needed a fresh start, somewhere where I could go and feel like I could really reinvent myself, and that's what Brown has been.
So, would you still think of an acting career, or is it still up in the air with you?
No, I definitely, and this film's given me a lot of confidence. I just did a movie called My Week with Marilyn, which is a Weinstein production with Eddie Redmayne and Michelle Williams, and that went really well. And no, I think I will keep acting. I think I'd like to make, maybe one movie a year or something. Nothing, not kind of just, especially until I'm done with Brown. Definitely, because it's really hard. It's really exhausting trying to juggle the two.
Are you having to miss a lot of classes because of your filming schedule and stuff? And how do you kind of juggle school?
I'm missing 2 weeks of school because I'm here doing this. But you just have to be really organised with your time. And I tell professors in advance that I have to leave for this period of time, and I hope they'll understand. And I think I have to work hard to earn that kind of trust and respect that they allow me to do that. I have to show them that I'm a hard worker and that I take my studies seriously, because otherwise they wouldn't let me do it. So I kind of, the beginning of the semester is all about me being, getting good grades, so that they're okay, you can go up and do whatever it is you have to do.
You declared a major?
Yes, I've declared history as my major.
American history?
I'm not sure. I like modern history, but I don't really want. I don't know. I will have to choose a specific area at some point, but not for a little while yet.
Can you talk a little bit about your dance sequence with Dan? Is he a naturally gifted dancer, or did you have to show him some moves, and was it all choreographed?
As much as I love Dan, he's not a naturally gifted dancer.
That's not what he'll say.
Really, that's not what he'll say. I don't know. I think he knows, but it was perfect for the scene. It wasn't meant to look perfectly. It was meant to look silly and spontaneous. Thanks. I love to dance.
The three of you really showed your acting in this movie. It really comes out. What does Yates bring to that?
The thing about working with David Yates is that you always hear this word like truth, and finding the truth, and it being honest and real, and he really hates anything false, or he wants it to be from the heart. And so I think that made me a better actress. Especially, at the very beginning, I felt I was playing such a character, and when I was playing Hermione, I could really put on this act and become this kind of big personality, and kind of use that to avoid being as truthful. And then he just said, just do it from here, just forget all of that stuff, just be honest. And that's what I tried to do, and I think it made a difference.